I've seen a lot of people who get into this business that maybe built an accessory dwelling unit in their backyard, or maybe you purchase a property that already has some sort of built-in cash flow, even if you're breaking even on the mortgage initially, and then you can go out and build some more properties on that land. Maybe And then you can go out and build some more properties on that land, maybe starting just with an accessory dwelling unit, getting a renovation loan or maybe some sort of SBA finance and commercial debt, get some bridge loan or even a bridge loan, build that property, and now you have two units doing that at the same time. So there's two ways to do it. The more conservative route is finding a property that has some sort of acreage where you can build more on it, or you just go the ground up route. Where we are in my business right now is we're developing these cluster developments of anywhere between 6 to 12 cabins. So I have a really good relationship with one of the biggest GCs in this area. And we're going out and building these like boutique resorts of anywhere, again, between 6 to 12 cabins, where we're building a community inside of like anywhere between 10 to 20 acres.
Marvelous. Actually, last year or maybe early part of this year. Oh yeah, last year. Sorry. I went to Gatlinburg.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's whenever people talk about investing in short-term rentals, that's like number one.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's what I remember. I remember because I bought a property in Knoxville, Tennessee, multifamily. I had one day, so my friends took me there, and Dolly Parton view, all that.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty strong tourist attraction right after Disney World, I thought, right? Or very close to it. But you're right, Airbnb was amazing over there.
That plays into another strategy that I teach as well, and I've learned it just from other people, is investing close to national parks and national forests. Like Gatlinburg had 19.2 million overnight stay guests last year. There's a built-in population there. You can go drop 30 units in that. You can drop 30 units in like short-term rental units, and they're going to do well because there's a built-in. And COVID made that even better because people went outside during COVID, and they were forced to go into the national parks and national forests because that was the only thing to do. So that's another really powerful strategy. Is there's already a built-in traffic flow with national parks and national forests that you can just plug into.
Yeah. For sure. So what's the future look like to you? And then what do you think about 2023 with some, would there be some foreclosures coming, or with the interest rate hikes? How would that change the landscape? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you're seeing it on your end with what you work on, but it's people are trying to predict a recession. I feel like we've already been in a correction territory for a little while now. We're able to go to owners without having 30 offers on a property. I feel like that means things are receding a little bit, but that's not a terrible thing. I just wrote a Bigger Pockets article on it that no matter what the interest rates are doing, I still urge people to invest. We just secured, it hurt to do it compared to where the interest rates were, but we just secured an interest rate at like 9.25%, which sucked, but our projections still showed a positive cash flow. So we still went through with it. And I've been telling people, imagine if you can make the property work at this interest rate, where you're going to be at when you can refinance out of that interest rate once interest rates drop. Because just like how they're always going to drop, they're always going to go up no matter where we are in the market. But short-term rentals have been around forever. Before Airbnb and VRBO, you just had to pick up a phone, right? I think where they're going in 2023 and looking 5 and 10 years is the unique experience, is what we were talking about. But yeah, we're positioning ourselves with the funds that we work with to sort of just be in line with some people who are, we've already dealt with it. We got a property under contract where people are sort of coming up at the end of their business plans, but they can't refinance at their current financial situation, can't refinance out of that, say, like adjustable rate loan that they got 4 years ago or whatever. They're just caught up in the middle of that. And we're sort of coming in and sort of purchasing those properties. But yeah, no, there in every real estate asset class, I feel like there is a huge opportunity coming in the next year. And that is easier said than done. But I will say, like, if you're unsure about a property, the numbers don't lie. If you're underwriting your property, even at an 8, 9, 10% interest rate, and the numbers still work, I would still pull the trigger on it. I was too young for when 2008 or 9 happened. So when I was in the military, I consumed every book on recessions, any market cycle books that I could read. I mean, in the 80s and in the 90s, I mean, we were at 10 plus interest rates anyways. And it's like people were still investing.
So true. So true.
Yeah, no, I mean, my outlook and the future of my business, I want to be doing some larger deals. So boutique hotels, I would love to do some international properties as well.
Hi, you are listening to Syndication Made Easy podcast. We will be right back after this short break.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Vinny Chopra, and thank you for subscribing to my podcast and YouTube channel and Facebook pages and all the great things, and LinkedIn. Connect with me. I come live to you every Friday at 9:30 Pacific with Vinny and Bo show. Please also look at that. And also the podcast, which is my apartment syndication made easy. The book I wrote a couple of years back became international top seller on Amazon International now. And then we like to bring great guests for you every week or twice a week sometime to give you a lot of great knowledge. So please subscribe. You give us 5-star reviews on the iTunes. The better the guests we can bring, and our ranking will go higher also. Thanks again for following us and really getting the most out of it. Please comment, like, share, because we would love to bring better and better material for you.
I would love to do some international properties as well. Sort of take the Maldives over the water cabana idea and apply it to other markets as well, other international markets. I think that's the next step for our business. That's a little sneak peek at what we've been working on.
Love it. It's very exciting. From the multifamily, I've gone also into hotels, and I'm buying those. Actually, I was going to buy one in St. Petersburg. As of last week, I just pulled the plug in the sense that it's getting to be 7 point whatever,
right.
The cap rate.
It didn't make sense.
Just didn't make sense. And I told my investors, I know they were ready to pitch in a lot of money with me. But anyway, the thing is, again, it's great to diversify. I keep that in mind. And everybody listening to me and my friend, Alex, the key thing is you got to really be looking at, if it's multifamily, if it's, storage units, wow, or it could be hospitality or Airbnb, cabins. There are different ways to invest passively and work actively. And just like you said, flipping is just a one transaction thing.
Right.
Wholesaling is one transaction thing. But having cabins like, Alex is doing, that's a legacy building. Because you build one and then you can get returns again and again and again and again. Wonderful.
Yeah, you can do cash out refinances when the market is good, pull money out. That's what we did with that first one. And we just plowed it back into more units.
Surely. Any other things you would like to tell the audience, and how can people reach you? And thank you for contributing to Bigger Pockets. If you don't, maybe you could send some links, and the team will put that also under the episode. That way, a lot of people can cross it to Bigger Pockets and get you over there also.
If you guys want to connect with me, I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, pretty active in the Bigger Pockets comment section, because those are always fun to read sometimes. And I also have a YouTube channel if you guys want to check that out, where we just detail what we work on with our properties. I usually visit my property sites anywhere between once a week to once every 2 weeks. So I just bring a camera with me and just talk about what we're working on. And essentially, the YouTube channel exists for people that are at the start of their journey where I was when I started 6 years ago. Because if I would have had this YouTube channel, I would be heads and shoulders where I am today. So that I'm just doing it for people who are just starting out in this business.
Nice. Very nice. But how about moving out from the Asheville area or, North Carolina to where? Florida, maybe, or Tennessee?
I like markets that are, so this plays into some of the stuff that I teach my students, because I do some coaching.
Yes.
And so every area, there are hundreds of these pocket markets that exist throughout the whole country. And I don't recommend doing what I do in like a busy metro area. What I do recommend doing is you want to think of a market in your area that people like to take extended weekend vacations to. The two extreme examples I like to use is in New York City, people will drive 2 to 3 hours to upstate New York to take weekend vacations up there. On the other side of the country, I have a lot of friends in San Diego, a lot of family in San Diego. People drive up to Big Bear Lake all the time to stay up there. I know they're having some issues with their short-term rental stuff right now. But you want to think of those little pocket markets that people are traveling from metro markets to go into. Where I grew up in Detroit, people will drive 2-3 hours north to like northern Michigan to spend time up there. So that's where I recommend plugging in these communities that we're developing. I love like leaf season markets where like they tend to be a little bit less seasonal. I love Vermont. I love upstate New York. Those are sort of markets that we're looking into.
You too. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah, and
everything.
Right. They tend to be a little less seasonal where it's like if you're on the water, your high season is going to be the beach season. Compared to where you might just break even on the slow season. With Vermont, upstate New York, sort of leaf season type of properties where it doesn't get too cold, those properties tend to be rented year round. And then when we're looking at like international markets, I would love to do something sort of in Southern America. And I don't want to get too much into detail because it's just in the starting portions of it. But another thing that we started doing was I started working with a couple of GCs in my home city of Detroit, where if I do something in a metro market, take the idea of the unique property and apply it to boutique hotels. So do some sort of themed boutique hotel. And you can actually put those hotels on Airbnb, VRBO, or whatever. It just turns into another online travel agency that you can use. So looking 5 years in the future, that's sort of where my business is going towards, is these like bigger boutique hotels or boutique resorts.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you for adding so many great nuggets, Alex. It's been such a pleasure to hang out with you, brother.
Oh, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, you've been instrumental in the success in my business without you even realizing it. So it's been incredible just being face to face with you, man.
Oh, no, thank you again. And God bless you. Keep on doing. I think Airbnb, like I said, I think it's just like apartments. It is,
Right.
It's the units. The key part is you're giving unique experience and people are paying for it. So
lifestyle property. Yep.
It's a lifestyle, totally.
Yeah.
And people do want, some different experience rather than just staying in a hotel room or a unit, apartment and things like that. So it's good to diversify. Always look outside the box. And I hope you have gained some really great knowledge today. See you next time. Thanks for joining and please share.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you again, for joining Vinny Chopra this week on this podcast. And please subscribe, share, give comments, and give 5-star rating if you can on iTunes, because that really helps a lot for us to bring great guests. And also iTunes raises our rankings up. And I hope you have been very happy with Vinny Chopra and team who are able to bring great information. If you would like to invest with us, please go ahead and go to vinnychopra.com/invest. Thanks again. God bless you.